We got a huge patch last night or this morning. It's up and live, and there's a bunch to go over. We got everything from new tasks, tons of bug fixes, quality of life changes, and even a nerf to a couple of guns. So let's jump right into the patch notes and get you guys updated on everything that there is. I will throw a link down in the description for these patch notes so you can go read them yourself. I'm going to go through some of them kind of fast. All the bug fixes, as you can see, there's a huge list of bug fixes in here. And I'll cover the important stuff, or at least what I think is important up front, and then we'll go through the rest of it. So first up, they added new quests and an expanded quest lines. So for me right now, I think I have about 10 tasks. Don't remember exactly what it is. We've got Mall Cop from Proper, as well as Glory to the CPSU Part 2. Therapist, we got Pets Won't Need It, and Ambulance again. Most of these are on streets, by the way. With Skier, Beyond the Red Meat Part 1. Mechanic, we got another Gunsmith. Now, I don't know if there's a 24 or anything after that. All I know is 23. And yes, most of the parts for this are sold out or a bazillion rubles right now, and it'll probably be that way for a couple of days as people do this task. With Ragman, we get Out of Time. And then with Jaeger, we get Broadcast 5, and then Huntsman Path Big Game, which is killing Kaban, added to his lists of tasks. Now, there might be more tasks after this. I'll try to get through a couple of these today, see if we can get them done and see if there's any more following on. But as of right now, that's what we have for new tasks. After that, a couple of quality of life things. So first off is the weapon preset tab will now display presets available for the selected weapon. I'll show you that in a sec. And then added the option for intermediate trader list, hiding the trader list screen. And then one that's down here before, also down here is there's a consumable double click, or I guess it's right there, never mind. These are all 3 quality of life, so I'll go through them one by one real quick. So first up, if you're doing presets, it was always annoying. Like if you had a regular 153 and you went to go to edit presets, you'd have to go search for the 153 over here. Now it just opens it up. So any gun you go to, it'll open up the preset for that specific weapon once you click open from the preset window, which is kind of nice. It's just one less click or a little bit less typing and searching to find what you need. After that is the trader screen. So as you can see right now, if I click on traders, it goes right to the trader screen. There's no intermediate screen, no matter how you go to it. Now, if you want that intermediate screen, it's pretty simple. It is done right here in your game settings down here in the bottom, this trading intermediate screen. If you check that, then when you get traders, you get this screen back if you want that. So that's there if you want it. Just point it out. You do what you want to do with it. And then the consumable thing, that is right here also in game. So this is right now, if you double click something in your stash that is consumable, let me find something that doesn't cost a bazillion rubles. So I can just eat crackers right there by double clicking. If you go to here and change this to disable or in raid only, which is what I'm going to run. I'm going to run in raid only. Then you come into here and you try to double click. It does the old thing where it shows you info. So no more accidentally consuming moonshines or other stuff, which is kind of a nice quality of life change there. Next up is the SVT nerf, if you will. Let me hop in the range here real quick and I'll show you guys. I don't have an AVT, I have an SVT. I'm going to assume they're pretty close. But as you can see here, how much more recoil there is with this as far as how much the gun moves. It's both horizontal and vertical. There's more there, and the reset time isn't quite as fast. So I think this is a good change. This gun is still incredibly powerful. It's still not, this isn't going to limit how much it's used, but it's going to make it a little bit less OP, if you will, with its use with that little bit of a nerf there. So the other big things I'm going to top off, I'll talk about here up front before we go through the whole list of stuff, is next is scope seen through the fog on streets. Up until today, if you if you look through a scope on streets, even if it was crazy foggy and rainy, you had perfectly clear vision. It didn't get rid of smoke and stuff, but it did get rid of the fog. That has been patched. They went through and fixed a bunch of bug tasks. So if you weren't getting rewards or not progressing, hopefully those tasks were fixed for you. If they're not, let me know down in the comments so that I know what else is there that people are still looking for, so I can keep people updated myself. If you would do that for me, please. Landmines on Lighthouse. I found this out the hard way on accident. You didn't die with landmines on Lighthouse. I hit 4 in like 10 seconds and they didn't kill me in the middle of a firefight. So it looks like that's been addressed. That's fixed. So be careful around landmines again. If you've gotten used to being able to run through them, that's not the case anymore. The scav sell to fence, like when you're out of your raid and you go to sell a fence, that's been bugged That has been addressed, that is fixed. And then lastly, memory leaks, which covers a ton of stuff. A bunch of memory leaks have been fixed. Now, did this fix the NVIDIA reflex bug? I don't know. I'm going to run reflex today. I'll play around with it. I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll pin a comment or something about how, if the reflex has been fixed or not. It'll only take me probably a half hour to figure it out. All right, so let's get through the rest of these notes. We'll double up a little bit on the stuff that I talked about, but big one, fix the known issues with loading into raids of PMCs and scavs, which are especially noticeable on Streets of Tarkov. So I want to hear from you guys. If you're still having trouble loading into Streets, this isn't for like people that kind of had trouble in and out. There's a group of people, a sizable group, that can't even get into Streets. They disconnect, they lose their kits, they haven't been able to get in. Hopefully this fixes it for you guys. Then they got various visual fixes on Streets of Tarkov, which can mean all sorts of things, from lighting to clipping to just other weird stuff. So that's why it just says that, because there's probably a lot underneath it. Various fixes for sound and environment on Streets of Tarkov. We just have to wait and see. There is lots of weird stuff on Streets of Tarkov with audio, not just Streets, a lot of maps. So hopefully this is just progress in the right direction. Fix the bug where fogs the streets. Oh, this is optics. I already talked about that one. Fixed incorrect number of landmines explosions in the lighthouse. Talked about that one. Fix the scroll bar display on the list of items barter when switching to another item. So this is like when you would go into a trader screen for a barter. Let's see if there's like let me think of a big one here that's got a lot. Like right here with the weapon case or the Holodink, it wouldn't let you scroll down and see all of them. That's what that bug is fixing, which is good. That's been around for a while. It's nice to see that one addressed. Fix PMC and scav hands freeze in the lower position after using consumable items. This one was happening a lot. Like if you, let's say you hit reload a mag, or you were doing something and you went in your inventory and right clicked and used something, instead of blocking you from doing that, you would try to do both and then your hands would just get locked up. This has happened to me a couple of times. So it's hopefully fixed. We'll see. I'll probably find out today if it's not. Fixed the 228 air when trying to remop the floor of the defective wall in the hideout after a raid. Fix the known issues of memory leaks. So this is really broad. There were many memory leaks. Looks like they went after a bunch of them. Again, we'll see if this goes after NVIDIA Reflex. I'm going to run it. Fix the radio transmitter reflashing craft that was showing as failed after a raid. That's good. That has to do with Lightkeeper. Fixed quest knock knock and getting acquainted. Again, Lightkeeper tasks. Fix the bug where the effects of medication ended before the timer did. That was meds running out, but the timer's still running. Some people noticed that, some people didn't. It just kind of is what it is. They went after the energy restored if you cancel the painkiller. So like when you use a painkiller, like a golden star or something, it'll start that energy burn as soon as you start the animation. But if you canceled it, it would give you all that energy back. They fixed that. Fixed the bug where players were getting less money than intended, or indicated in the pop-up message from selling items to fence after scav raid. Mentioned that already. Fix the sorting table getting frozen after raids as a scav. That's a good one. I lost several loots to this. That's a good fix. I lost several raids worth of loot with the scavs because I'd be moving stuff around on the scav table or the sorting table, and all of a sudden the game would error out and I wouldn't get any of my loot, which was sad. But it's fixed now. Fix the missing warning message that a player has items left on the scav of raid. So you could blow through your scav screen even with gear on, and it wouldn't give you a warning message like it used to. And again, you'd lose all your loot. They added that back, so that's good. Fix the incorrect display of red out of stock offer that remains on flea market even after they were purchased. So this showed up in a couple of different places. I don't know if this is related to the RSAS barter, which I should have mentioned that earlier. The RSAS barter has been increased. I totally skimmed over that. They added a shitload of stock to it. We are halfway through his reset and he's got 17,000 of these where it used to be only 2,000. So there's tons of these on the barter now for you to get if you need. Fix the container search sound looping if a player bot was killed during the searching process. That's good. That was annoying. Fix the display of a flashlight in third person if you moved working flashlight from the helmet to the weapon to the hands, or weapon in hand. So what you could do is you could like turn your flashlight on and then move it to your gun. If you turn it on your helmet and then move it to your gun, and then you would have the flashlight, but nobody else would be able to see it. It's one of those things that it just shows you how gamers can absolutely find every fucking possible way to break and glitch and exploit the game, because somebody discovered that and it was getting abused. It's been fixed at least. So yeah, I mean, clever, I guess. Laser beam no longer changes its direction depending on the observer's angle when field of view is over 50. I don't know what this is about. I never noticed anything like this, and I run over 50. So cool. Cable arms 25mm mount installed in the helmet no longer obstructs vision in first person. you would see the mount sometimes when you were running and stuff. It always caught my attention. It was weird. Fixed Air 500 when players running, trying to repeatedly sell scav equipment defense with the sell all option. Adjusted recoil behavior of the SVT AVT-40. Fixed the equipment and pouches tab icons in equipment kits. So that has to do with these two tabs up here. I hadn't noticed anything bug out on them yet, so I'm not sure exactly what they fixed. Apparently there was something wrong with them and they fixed it. So if you were noticing it, let me know, but I didn't notice any bugs with it yet. Fix the overlapping images while loading into raid. I had this once. It was crazy. I had to Alt F4 and load back in to fix it. Fix the ability to check stash while in raid. I also had this once. It was weird. You couldn't move stuff around, but you could see your stash. Fix the lavatory level 2 zone visuals that obstructed the screen when switching to weapon stand. Fixed an issue with part of the inventory panels missing if a container search was previously interrupted by another player. My guess is that your inventory would look funky for searching. I never saw that one though. Fix the deletion of a preset. If the preset overwrite window, you first refuse to overwrite the preset and then enter a new name. I'm guessing there was something with presets getting deleted. This is fixed, so good. Fix the first person stock folding animation. Fix the DSP radio transmitter reflashing for the getting acquainted task. Lightkeeper task getting fixed again. Fix the player death at the end of 10-minute raid after visiting Lightkeeper. Fix the clipping of Echo 1 thermal sight with specific weapon attachments. Fix magnification of the Echo 1 and the Zeus Pro 640 thermal sights. Added the compatibility of specific scopes with CSS rail mount for the Saiga 12K. Fixed the possibility of earning flea market rating for repeatedly selling an item for the same player. I'm guessing this was just people raising their flea market rating by selling shit back and forth with each other. I'd thought about doing this before, but it just seemed like too much work and burned too much money. But there you go. Fix the issues with adding notes to maps. Scav groups can no longer move one at a time during patrol. So I think what this is my assumption. I'm not 100% sure, but just from my observations, the scav groups, a lot of times they would only push you one at a time instead of like gang rushing you. So you basically could just cheese them kind of, and you could end up with a pile of like 10 or 15 scavs as they would just come at you one at a time. My guess is they've adjusted that now to where they won't do that as frequently. Fixed the accrual of hydration, energy, and the health values in the stash after nutrient level 3. So what was happening on your character screen, you see how it's 2.03. This just said 1 before, even though you had everything upgraded in your hideout. You had all these bonuses up here, and you still had these bonuses. It was just a display bug. We checked it. It was just a display bug. It wasn't anything more than that. The SP81 signal pistol animations and reload sounds no longer disappear in third person after the first shot. Improved scavs reaction to grenades. Factory banner is no longer displayed while loading in Streets of Tarkov. Okay, that wraps it up. That is a huge list. Thank you guys for hanging out and sitting through it if you did. If not, I don't blame you. You're not here to hear this anyways. But if you did, make sure you hit that like button. It helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you like my updates, if you like my content. That's how you make sure you see it. Sometimes the algorithm can get kind of funny with that stuff. But again, appreciate you guys watching. I hope this was helpful. Before I go, I want to do a quick shout out for my music. It is my music. It's links down below. It's on Spotify. It's free. Listen to it. Helps me out. If you're a content creator, you can use it in your videos. You can use it in your stream without the fear of copyright or DMCA takedowns. That's the whole reason we made it. I'm giving you permission. All we ask for is that you just credit us somewhere so people know where to find it themselves. But with that plug out of the way, we'll wrap her up. I wish you the best of luck in your raids, and we'll see you in Tarkov.